This tutorial is for 6-1 Work Together. It tells us to use the worksheet given in the working papers. Your instructor will guide you through the following example. On February 28th of the current year, Gold and Tan has the following general ledger accounts and balances. The business uses a monthly fiscal period. Prepare the heading and trial balance on a worksheet. Total and rule the trial balance columns. Save your work to complete Work Together 6-2. So we've reached the end of our fiscal period and we're going to prepare a worksheet that will be used later to help us with our other financial documents that we will prepare. Now we're just going to do the first part of the worksheet for this activity. We start out by doing the heading. So we put in the name of our company, which is Gold and Tan. Then we put the name of the report that we're doing, and this is a worksheet. And then we put for which fiscal period this is. Now it tells us that we use a monthly fiscal period. So we're going to do for month ended. And then we put the month, February 28, 2000 and the current year. If this were a yearly fiscal period, we would say for year ended and then the current date. So make sure you know what their fiscal period is. All right, for the trial balance itself, we are only going to be using this section of the worksheet. And what we do is we go through our ledger and we write in every ledger account and its balance, whether it's a debit balance or a credit balance. And we're given these on page 155 in the book. First we have cash, and it has a balance of $9,800, and the normal balance of cash is debit, so we would put this in the debit side. Next we have petty cash with a balance of $150. Its normal balance is debit, so it goes in the debit as well. Then we have accounts receivable, hyphen, Ruby, Prince, have to write kind of small. Accounts receivable has a normal balance of debit, and it is $2,795. Then we have supplies. Supplies has a normal balance of debit, and it tells us the balance is $456. Next is prepaid insurance. Its normal balance is debit, and it tells us that we have $750 as the balance. Next is accounts payable Richard Navarro, and accounts payable has a normal balance of credit. Now we're going to have to write small again. Okay, so accounts payable Richard Navarro, and his balance is $555, and remember this is a credit balance, so put that in the credit column of the trial balance section. Next is Gary Baldwin, capital. The normal balance of a capital account is credit. and his balance is $14,885. Next is Gary Baldwin, drawing. The normal balance of a drawing account is debit, and our balance is $3,400. Then we have an account called Income Summary. This account we have not used before. We'll learn what that does in a couple of chapters. It has a balance of 0, so we just leave this line blank. Then we have sales. The normal balance of sales is credit, and our balance is $4,320. Next is advertising expense. Expense accounts have a normal balance of debit, and this one is $931. Then we have insurance expense. It does not have a balance currently, so we'll leave those two blank. Then we have miscellaneous expense. Its balance is $378. Supplies expense. Has no balance. And utilities expense has a balance of $1,100. Our next step is to take a ruler, and we are going to create a single rule or a single line. You do need to use a straight edge like a ruler. So we do a single line underneath both of those columns, and then we're going to total the debit column and total the credit column. Okay, so I get 19,760 for my debit column. And I get 19,760 for my credit column. So my debits equal my credits. If my debits equal my credits, that means I did everything right, and I do a double rule. So I thicken that line, and then I slide it just down a titch and draw another line. And make sure those lines stay between the two edges there. And that double line means that we double checked our work and we know that our totals are correct. Now you can go ahead and do 6-1 on your own.